aside from the mile. And we are in the midst of this 2 mile, a little more than 3 laps to go. They had a 4:35 mile first mile. Here are the list of competitors. Mark Danny of UCLA down through Lance Fegley of Houston. Fegley having run the 1,500 meters earlier.
And with 3 laps to go, that's Matt Fontaine in the lead with Mark Danny of UCLA in second. Fontaine from Houston.
Noe Gonzalez in third and Monaco Rivas in fourth. That's changed a bit. The UCLA runners have dropped off the pace. Both Robert Mata and Brian DeVore were up early in the race, but now it is a race dominated by the Houston Cougars. The men's score has much more breathing room in it for UCLA, which is not something we thought would happen earlier today. Actually, the women's score a lot closer as Noe Gonzalez moves into second ahead of Matt Fontaine.
It looks like a 4-person race here. We've got a little more than 2 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go. Gonzalez in second place, Danny in third.
Matt Fontaine of Houston leading, and now Mark Danny wants second place back, and he takes it. This is a 4-man race at this point in time, coming up with 2 laps to go. That's a half a mile to go. And Houston needing, again, a sweep or a first and second to try and make up that 25-point lead that UCLA enjoys in the men's team score after 15 events. Really, the only running events left in this meet are both the men's and women's 4x400 meter relay. So the rest of the meet will be decided on the field, and the field events have just about concluded. So it's very important for Houston to get their second and third place runners that are in third and fourth place in this race ahead of the UCLA run.
Gonzalez has dropped off the pace now. Rivas into third place. Danny from UCLA still in second. 220 yards to go on this next to last lap, and the leader is still Matt Fontaine from Houston.
And Matt Fontaine threw in a 2:14 half mile in there between lap number 5 and lap number 7. And that is effectively dropping his own runner from further back into fourth place. But Matt Fontaine still leading over Mark Danny and Monaco Rivas of Houston in third. Noe Gonzalez has dropped off the pace in fourth. So Fontaine's going to have to try to do something to drag Monaco Rivas ahead of Danny. They are over 9-minute 2-mile pace, but that is not the point here. The point is, how can we score as many team points as possible? And Matt Fontaine is going to do what he can to engineer that. But Mark Danny of UCLA staying in second in a very good spot to make a move. And Mark
Danny's making his move now.
He looks as though he is interested in contemplating a move, but he decides to stay back. Monaco Rivas of Houston, he may not end up finishing third, but it doesn't matter. There's a Houston runner behind him. So the race is for first place between Matt Fontaine of Houston and
Mark Danny
of UCLA with about 150 meters to go. And Danny trying to make a move. Fontaine trying to hold him off. Mark Danny now picking it up, going to a sprint. He stayed on the shoulder of Matt Fontaine. Fontaine's been leading the race for the last 3 laps, just doesn't have anything left to go, and that will slam the door on the University of Houston right here. Mark Danny, the winner of the men's 2-mile. Matt Fontaine of Houston in second. Monaco Rivas of Houston will come up for third, but it's 5 points for UCLA, 4 points for Houston, and UCLA is in a position where they don't really even have to contest the 4x400 meter relay, and of course they will. Last lap for Mark Danny, 60.5, so a very good last lap. Mark Danny in good position right here. He knew exactly what he was doing that last half lap.
Right off Matt Fontaine's shoulder. Danny timed the race perfectly. As you said, not a great time, but the idea here was to win the race, and UCLA has definitely taken this dual meet from Houston. That means that the Bruins streak is intact. They came into this not having lost a meet in 47 meets. Now it's a 48 meet undefeated streak as Mark Danny sprints toward home with the victory in the 2-mile.
Unofficially 8:56.1 for Mark Danny, and our Chris Marlowe has the winner down there. He has really helped sew up the meet, Chris Marlowe.
Well, he certainly has, and he just told me the first 2-mile you've run this year, a pretty good one.
Yeah, felt pretty good. I was sick about a week ago, and I had a bad cold, and I recovered pretty well. I had some good workouts this week, so I feel good about the race.
Interesting strategy. You just hung on Fontaine's shoulder the whole way and then outkicked him.
Yeah, as I said, I was sick last week, and you know, I'm not strong still fighting the cold, and allergy season's coming.
You do look a little weak right now.
Yeah, I feel really.
No, I'm just teasing you. Congratulations, great race. Mark Danny, back to you, Dwight.
All right, Chris. Unofficial results shows Mark Danny just slightly under 9 minutes. We'll be back for the men's and women's mile relays when we return. Stay with us. Back to UCLA, University of Houston versus UCLA, men's and women's dual track meet. Here's the men's team score with only the 4x400 meter relay remaining. UCLA 84 and Houston 56. So the maximum score for UCLA would be 89. Very close to the score last year when UCLA beat Houston here, 97-57. So they didn't really suffer from the injuries that they had this week as much as we thought. Time now for the women's 1600 meter relay. Most people know that as the mile relay, the world